Greetings and welcome to USA Fight Recaps. Following the conclusion of the first Ip Man film, Wing Chun master Ip Man relocates with his family to Hong Kong in the early 1950s after fleeing Foshan. In Hong Kong, IP aims to establish a school to promote his martial art and support his family. However, he struggles to attract students due to his limited recognition in the city. One day, a young man named Wong Long arrives and challenges IP to a fight. But is swiftly defeated. Wong leaves humiliated, only to return with some friends to gang up on him. IP beats them as well. Stunned and impressed by his skills, Wong and his friends become IP's first students, bringing more disciples to help the school thrive. Wong is later caught posting promotional posters for the school by some Hung Gar students. One of the challenges is for Wong to fight and loses. But his friends take Wong hostage in revenge and demand a ransom from IP. IP goes to the local wet market as directed, but the meeting ends in a confrontation with a growing mob of Hung Georgia students. IP and Wong fight their way outside to meet Jin Shanzhou, the martial artist and former bandit in the first film who comes to their rescue with his own gang. The student's master, Hung Chun Nam, arrives to break up the fight. IP introduces himself, and Hung informs him that before setting up a school, he needs to attend a special fighting ceremony to test his skill. IP, Wong, and Jin are subsequently arrested by Officer Fatso for disturbing the peace, but are later released on bail. Hung and Fatso are then shown to be acting as reluctant collectors for the martial arts schools, including Hung's, as part of a protection racket headed by Superintendent Wallace, a corrupt officer in the Hong Kong police. IP attends the ceremony and defeats his first challenger. And then strikes a draw with the last challenger. Hung IP is allowed to keep running his school on the condition that he pay the monthly protection fees, but he declines. Hung thus has his students loiter in front of the Wing Chun school and harass anyone interested, causing a street brawl between them and IP's disciples. IP is thus forced to close up and move the school nearer to home. IP soon confronts Hung and nearly engages in another fight before being interrupted by Hung's family. IP leaves, and the next day, Hung invites him to a British boxing match he had helped to set up, quietly coming to terms with him. The boxing competition begins with the various martial arts schools demonstrating their skills. However, the event's star boxer, Taylor the Twister Milos, openly insults and attacks the students, causing chaos as the masters try to order. Hung accepts Twister's challenge to a fight so that he can defend his culture. Although Hung has the upper hand at first, he begins to weaken from asthma and is eventually beaten to death. News of Hung's death rapidly spreads throughout the enraged Chinese populace, causing a scandal that spurs Wallace to hold a press conference where he states that Hung's was an accident, and Twister announces that he will accept any challenge from the Chinese. IP arrives and accepts the challenge. As his wife goes into labor, IP finishes training and begins his fight with Twister. Ultimately, he succeeds in delivering a knockout blow. As the Chinese audience erupts in cheers, Wallace is apprehended by his superiors for corruption, following a covert report from Fatso. IP then addresses the audience, expressing his hope for unity and goodwill among all races. Thank you for watching. If you're new to our channel, please consider subscribing. We appreciate your support.